Hey guys, how are you all? Today I'm going to implement complete CI/CD process from the scratch. I will take a sample project and will implement CI/CD, which includes Jenkins integration, Ansible integration, and Tomcat integration. I will do all things by taking a sample project. Currently I'm on AWS console. I've taken Jenkins server, Ansible server, and Tomcat server. Let me show you the flow. Yeah, this is the flow. uh, we are going to install Jenkins git maven on server 1, and we will install Ansible on server 2, and we'll install Tomcat on server 3. When I will take a sample project from GitHub. I've already pushed my code to GitHub. Whenever a job is triggered in Jenkins, it has to pull code from the GitHub, and with the help of Maven it will start building, and .er, .wr, .gr files, I mean binaries or artifacts, will be generated. And that generated artifacts, with the help of a Jenkins plugin, which is SSH plugin, by that plugin we need to copy to Ansible server. And Ansible server, you all know, it is a configuration management tool. It does copying files, it does security patches, some sort of um, provisioning also it does. That's the whole concept of configuration management tools. And we will write a playbook. With the help of playbook, my binary or artifact stored in a file, stored in a directory, will be copied to server 3. Server 3, excuse me, server 3 web apps folder it will copy. Why particularly web apps folder? Because Tomcat is a web server. Whatever file present in the, whatever binary or artifact present on web apps folder, it will be hosted on a browser. Okay. You may get doubt why particularly we are going for Ansible. We can directly use that SSH plugin and directly copy that file to server 3. Here I am taking only one server, but in real time there will be hundreds of servers. On the fly we need to copy that files at one time. Thus the other, for that purpose I am going with Ansible, which is a configuration management tool, and it does an excellent job. It makes system administration task very feasible. Okay, this is the whole thing we are going to do in this tutorial. Okay, I have also written steps. Let me first get into my, this is my Jenkins server. It is a raw server. I have not done anything. Let me first switch to sudo user. Okay, sudo -i, sudo -i. Okay, control L. Let me update it. Update -y. Okay, server is updated. Let me first check Java is installed or not. Java hyphen version. Java is not found, so we have to install JDK. I will go with the JDK 8. Without wasting my time and your time, I have already taken one file. I will also share that file on the description. Okay, let me copy this. Copy. Let me go to cd opt mkdir java, cd java. Let me paste it here, wget. Okay, tar file has been on. Sorry, let me extract it. Tar xvfz jdk cd jdk. Let me copy this path because I have to set environment variables. Excuse me. For that I have to write a script. You can set environment variables in many ways. I will write a script in profile.de. For that I have already written this. Let me get into this. You have to go to etc profile.d, and here I will create java.sh script, and I will write this. I will export the path. Export java_home. This is the directory where I have installed Java, and path. Okay, all is set. Escape, shift : wq. Okay, now we need to give permission for that script. Source etc profile.d java.sh. Okay, permission granted. Now let's check Java version. Java-version. Okay, it's 1.8 jdk8. Which Java? Yeah, it's pointing to binary. Okay, Java has been installed. Now let's install Maven as well, and we need to set environment variable path for it also. For that I will go Maven download. Yeah, I will take this bin.tar.gz. Copy link address. Let me go to cd opt. I will make mkdir maven.sh. I will paste it here, wget. Okay, done. cd no, sorry, I have to make a direct Maven directory, right? Okay, rm-rf maven.sh, just rm. Since it is an empty directory, right? rf. It's my bad. Okay, let me rm rf maven dot sh. Okay, now it's gone. Now let make a directory. Okay, maven. Now let's move this file to maven. I'm doing this because I have to specify this path in .sh file. Move apache maven to maven directory. Okay, now let's go to cd maven. Export it here. xvfz apache. Okay, done. cd apache present working directory. Let's copy this path. Copy, and let's also create same vi etc profile.d, and let's create maven.sh script. Let me write export into underscore home equal to, copy the path. Okay, next export path equal to $m2 underscore home slash bin. Let me see. Okay, bin dollar path. Okay, export m2 underscore home path equal to m2 underscore home bin. Okay, fine. Escape shift colon. WQ. Let's grant permission. Source etc profile.d maven.sh. Now let's check the version. mvn version. Okay, it's 3.6.3. okay, which mvn? Okay, it's pointing to bin mvn. Okay, fine. Maven and JDK has been configured. Now let's install Jenkins. Let's go to official page of jenkins.io. Download. Now this is for stable edition, and this is latest edition, I mean beta editions. Let me check my OS. vi etc star release CentOS RHEL Fedora. Okay, shift colon WQ. colon colon.wq. Fedora version, this is the one. Okay, we can't just go to my server and do install Jenkins, because Jenkins has to be configured. Jenkins repository has to be configured. So for that I will copy this and paste. Okay, Jenkins repository has been configured. Let me copy the keys for security purpose. You have to import the keys. Okay, now let's do install Jenkins -y. Okay, Jenkins has been downloaded. Now let's start the service. Systemctl start Jenkins. Okay, it's showing an error. Job for Jenkins service failed because the control process exited with error code. Status. Let me see why it has failed. Systemctl status Jenkins. Okay, session open. User bin Java. Okay. Which Java? Bin Java. We have configured Java in this path, and Jenkins is looking for Java from user bin Java. Let's go to Jenkins files, and we have to explicitly mention that this is our Java path. Okay, so that Jenkins will search from this path. Let me go to vi etc init.t. Okay, Jenkins file. Jenkins. Sorry, I need to copy that path. Yeah, this is the path. Copy. Let's go to Jenkins file. Yeah, here. From here, Jenkins will search for Java path. Let me paste it here. Okay. Escape shift colon WQ. Now let's start service. Systemctl start Jenkins. Yeah, I have to reload the daemon. daemon -reload. Okay, now let me start Jenkins. Yeah, service has been started. You know, to access Jenkins we need port 8080 and public IP. Let me go and see public IP of server 1. Copy and go to folder, browser, column 8080, default port number of Jenkins 8080. Okay, this is the path where our initial admin password is present. We need to unlock Jenkins the very first time. Let's copy and go to that particular folder file. Copy, paste. Okay, Jenkins has been unlocked. We have to install suggested plugins, or we can choose plugins. Let me go with the suggested plugins as of now. It's a network issue. Today I have very bad internet connection. Why is this happening? Okay, I will check. Give me a second. I think it's mostly network issue. Guys, it's a network issue. I have connected to another hotspot. Okay. Meanwhile, let me launch my second server. Let me reconnect. This is my second server. Yeah. I'm getting into second server. Let me copy this and start a new session. Paste ec2-user. Let me import the key pair. Okay, I am on server 2. Let me make it as Ansible server. Okay, sudo -i. I have to create a user in server 2 and the same user I have to create in server 3, so that they can communicate without any password. And make sure you have to give sudo permissions so that they can use admin privileges. Okay, add user, add Vijay, give password Vijay. Okay, let me add him to sudoers. Vi sudo Here we need to give Vijay all equal to all. Here no password all, so that you can use admin privileges. Escape shift colon WQ. Okay, done. Now let's switch to Vijay. Vijay. Okay, to make it as this server as Ansible server, we need to install Ansible on it. As you know, to install Ansible we need to configure EPL repository, like we have configured Jenkins repository, right? Like that we need to configure EPL repository. Extra packages for enterprise Linux, first we need to check whether this package is present in our repository or not. Let me get to cd yum dot repos, sorry, it is in etc cd etc yum dot repos.d. okay, ls there is no EPL repository, we need to configure. Okay, for that let me go to EPL for Amazon Linux. EPL for Amazon Linux. I have taken Amazon Linux instance, that's why I'm going for Amazon Linux. Copy this. Paste. Okay, repository has been configured. You can see EPL repository. Now let's do yum install ansible -y. Sorry, I need to use sudo because to use sudo privileges by Vijay we need to explicitly specify sudo user, means sudo, for every command, so that he will get admin privileges. Okay, Ansible has been downloaded. I skipped this part. Okay, Ansible, let me verify Ansible -- version. This is 2.9.5. We can also install latest version by command. Okay, let me also check Python version. Python -- version. It's already showing here. Python 2.7. okay, yeah. Now let me get into server 3 and create same Vijay user and add him to sudoers file, and I will come back to server 2 and generate keys to that user so that he can communicate without any password. Okay, I will show practically. Okay, let me get into server 3. Server 3. Copy the IP address. Start a new session. SSH paste EC2 -user advanced setting. I will use pen file. Okay, desktop keypair. Okay, remember guys, this is my server 1, that is the Ansible server. This is my server 2, that is this is my server 1, Jenkins server. This is my server 2, which is Ansible server, and this is considered as Tomcat server. Okay, clear? Let me switch to sudo user, sudo -i. Okay, let me create Vijay user, same user as of server2, user add Vijay, password Vijay, Vijay. Okay, vi sudo, guys ignore background. Okay, here Vijay all is equal to all, no password all. Okay, escape shift colon wq. Now let's get into server 2 and do passwordless authentication. Okay, this is server 2. Check whether we are in Vijay user or root user. From which user you want to communicate, we have to get into that user and generate keys. Currently I am on Vijay user. Let me generate keys. SSH -keygen. Yeah, my keys are under home vijay.ssh. Okay, my keys are generated. Let me copy these keys from server 2 to server 3 Vijay user. Okay, SSH -copy -id to Vijay, and IP address is IP address of server 3. Excuse me, 7.3.94.103. sorry it's 3.94.103.214. We can also give private IP. SSH copy ID 3.94.103.214. Okay, permission denied. Okay, I have to give enable root password in server 3. Let me get into server 3. vi etc sshd config. We have to give enable password authentication here. I will comment it and I will remove the comment here. Escape shift colon wq. I will switch to Vijay user su-vijay, so that keys will be copied to this user. Let me do it again. SSH copy ID okay, I think it's been copied to root user. Copy ID you have to explicitly mention here @ my bad. Okay, copy these keys to Vijay of server 3. Still permission denied. Okay, let me check. Sorry, I have to restart the SSHD service. Systemctl restart SSHD. Failed policy kit. Okay, I have to restart it because I am a Vijay user. I have to restart it with the sudo privileges. Sudo, as I said. Okay, it has been restarted. Now let me get into server 2 and copy keys. Yeah, it's now asking password of server 3 user Vijay. Okay, keys has been added. Now let me log into server 3 from server 2. This is 141 is my server 2. Let me, sorry, wait a minute. Okay, let me connect. SSH -i Vijay. Server 3 IP address is 3.3.94.103.214. Okay, 141 is server 2 sorry, 141 is server 2 IP address and 103 is server 3 IP address. We are on server 3 Vijay user. Yeah, it is not asking any password because we have generated SSH keys, public keys to server 3. This is how passwordless authentication is done. Okay, next thing, okay, I have installed Ansible. Let me go to cd etc Ansible. Sorry, I'm on server 3, right? Let me exit. Exit. Now I am on server 2. Control L, cd etc Ansible. Yeah, this host for Ansible communicates with SSH by this host file. We have to mention server 3 IP address in this host file. Okay, let me open this vi host. This is how it communicates. Okay, and I have to give sudo. Okay, here under web server section I will add my server 3 IP address. I will give public IP. We can also give private IP because all these 3 servers are under the same VPC, right? Server 3 IP address 3.94.103.214. Okay, let me verify again. 3.94.103.214. Okay, escape shift :WQ. Now let me check whether ping is working from server 2 to server 3 or not by Ansible command. Let me do Ansible all -m ping module, all in the sense all sections. I have given my server 3 IP address under web server section. They can also include different groups. Okay, ping, we got pong. Ping pong is okay. Server 2 is able to ping with server 3. Yeah, this step is done. Next we have to go to Jenkins. Okay, skip and continuous admin, save and finish, start using Jenkins. Okay, when we first get into Jenkins, first of all reset your admin password, because again if we logged out, you have to go to that var lib Jenkins secrets initial admin password. So manage users, settings, password. Let me change admin password. Okay, done. Save. Okay, let me copy the IP address of server 1. Copy, paste 8080, username admin, password. Okay, now I have changed reset password of admin. Yeah, let me see this flow. Now we have installed Jenkins. Git I will install now Maven on server 1, and on server 2 I have installed Ansible, and I have created a Vijay user, and I have created Vijay user on server 3, and these two users are able to communicate without any password, and with Ansible also they are able to communicate. With the ping module also they are able to communicate. Okay, this thing is fine. Now let's install one plugin, so that whenever I trigger any job, it has to pull code from GitHub and copy that file to Ansible. Okay, this thing I have to do for testing purpose. For which location I have to, for example, let me give opt, let me create artifact directory, artifact. I will create this directory, and my generated binary has to be copied to this artifact folder, by which SSH, publish over SSH plugin. By this SSH plugin, my generated binary has to copy to this second server, which is Ansible server, to this particular artifact folder. Okay, let me do that first. Manage Jenkins, manage plugin, available, SSH. Okay, this plugin I need, publish over SSH, install without restart. Okay, go to dashboard. We have installed plugin. We have to configure in the sense Jenkins has to know the details about server 2. SSH plugin we have installed, but how Jenkins knows to this particular folder only I have to copy that artifact. So by configuring, we have to configure our server 2 details in the Jenkins section. That's the concept. Manage Jenkins, configure system, My internet is too slow today. Please bear with me. Okay, I will go to last. Okay, yes, publish over SSH. We can give details of server 2 by giving the key, but I will not recommend that. I will give with password. Add server name of your server. As of now, give Ansible host name, your server 2 IP address. Okay, I will get from here. Because Jenkins has to copy file that binary to server 2, right? That's why I have to give server 2 IP address. Copy this and paste. Username for which user? I have created Vijay user, right? For Vijay user. Through Vijay user only it will communicate. I will not give any remote directory and go to advanced. Yeah, okay, here I have to give this password. Here I have to give password for Vijay user. Make sure password is correct. Okay, we can test whether Jenkins is communicating with server 2 or not. Test configuration. It failed to connect to change directory. Okay, let me get into server 2 and see whether it is enabled password authentication. Okay, vim vi etc sshb config. Okay, permission denied. Okay, we have to use sudo. Sudo. Okay, go to yeah, password authentication is actually no. I will comment it and uncomment this. Yes. Okay, escape shift colon wq. Yeah, fine. Let me restart the service. Sudo system ctl restart. sshd. Okay, restarted. Now let me go to Jenkins and check whether Jenkins is communicating with server 2 or not. Yeah, success. Jenkins is successfully communicating with server 2. Yeah, first step has done. Save. Okay, let me go to my GitHub. Let me first create a sample job. This is my var file project sample job, so that in Jenkins where our work will be stored, I mean workspace location. Copy. Now let's go to Jenkins and new item. Let me do it as job 1 freestyle project. Okay, Okay, I will provide git URL. Yeah, fail to connect to repository, error performing git command. Yeah, we have installed git. We have, I'm not installed, but we have to I've installed Maven and Jenkins Java on server 1. How would Jenkins know that they are on this particular server? And we have to explicitly define that we have to set environment. We have set environment variable for that purpose only. So we have to give that environment variables on the Jenkins. We have to configure tools on the Jenkins also. So that's why it's showing error. Let me go to, yes, obviously I will leave. We have to configure tools, configure global tools, and meanwhile I will go to server 1, control L, this is my server 1, and let me install git also.
Hello Moto.
Yum install git -y sudo, sorry, I thought I am in root user, install git -y sudo -i yum install git okay, git is installed. Yeah, I've installed git. Let me check executable path. Sorry, let me check path to git executable file. Okay, bin git. Now let's go to Jenkins server. Now here add JDK. Let me give Java 8 and check this Java home. Let me go to server 1 and echo dollar Java underscore home. Okay, this is my Java home path. Copy and paste it here. Apply. Next, let's go to git. Name it as git and path to executable bin git. Let me verify. Yeah, bin git. Apply. Next, Maven. Add Maven. Uncheck this. Home. Let me go to server 1. Echo dollar m2 underscore home, because we have specified m2 underscore home, that's why I'm giving m2 underscore home. Copy this, paste it here, apply, save. Yeah, to all tools has been configured. Now let me go to dashboard, go to this job, configure, go to GitHub, copy the repo. Okay, git, yeah, now it's not showing an error because tool has been configured. I will not give any credentials. Okay, it's public repo. Okay, next, build, invoke top level minimum targets. Now I will give install. Okay, save. I have to know the path where Jenkins store the job. Build now. Build has been started. Okay, build success. Let me go to, yeah, this is the path where lib Jenkins workspace job target. This is the location of my executable path in Jenkins server. Let me go cd where lib Jenkins workspace, yeah, job has been generated. Job 1, target, cd target, yeah, this is my .var file path, present working directory. This is the whole path. Let me copy and copy it so that I will get use of it. I will paste it here. Yeah, this is the whole path of my executable in Jenkins server. Okay, right? Let me check whether Jenkins is able to copy that executable file to server 2. Okay, Ansible master. For that, let me go to Ansible. For which location it has to copy? Let me go to cd opt. As I've already mentioned on this, I have to copy that binaries to this particular artifact directory. Cd opt. Let me create mkdir artifact sudo. Okay, for this directory my binaries excuse me guys, for this particular artifact directory my binaries from Jenkins has to be copied. Okay, now let me go to Jenkins job, configure, okay. After generating binaries it should copy, right? For that, see here, send files or execute commands over SSH. This option came by installing publish over SSH plugin. Okay, source files, from where I have to copy. See, I have taken this path. See, from here it is taking, that's why I have taken this path. From here Jenkins is taking this var file. See, I don't want to give total path like where lib. See here, I don't want to give this whole path because currently I'm on job 1. Up to job 1 I don't need. Okay, up to job 1 I don't need. After job 1, target project.var file will be generated. Okay, up to here I don't need, and whatever the project whatever var file it generates, for that I can give star.var. From job 1 it will generate target folder. From target folder it has to search .var file. For that purpose I have given star.var. This var file has to be copied to remote directory in the sense server 2 Ansible directory. Okay, for where I have to copy /opt/artifact. For this directory I have to copy. I have given double slash because it will not recognize special character. That's why we have to explicitly specify double /. Okay, and let me check apply. First I am testing whether it is copying or not. Next we will write a playbook and we'll do the rest thing. Build now. Build is success, but file is not transferred and it's not showing any elaborative output. Okay, let me go to my job. Configure. We are not able to see in what error occurred there. That's fine. Let me enable verbose output option. Here in advanced section, SSH publishers, here verbose output in console. Apply. Okay, we have to give source. Since error occurred, we have to give again target star.var remote directory opt artifact. Okay, apply, save, build now. Build 3. It's building and it's unstable. Yeah, exception when publishing expecting message could not create a directory. Okay, it's unstable. Build is unstable. Let me go to job 1. I got yellow color. Build is unstable. See here, Jenkins as a root user, it is going. Sorry, Jenkins as a Vijay user, it is going. Sorry, let me check. Okay, it is. What's the error? It is not creating directory, right? Okay, through Vijay user, Jenkins is performing the task, right? So for Vijay user, see here, as a Jenkins is accessing server 2 with Vijay user. This particular Vijay user is going to server 2 and Vijay user has to create directory. So let's go to this directory folder and see whether Vijay has permission or not. Okay, go to server 2 cd opt ls, yeah, ls hyphen lrt. Yeah, this artifact folder is entirely under control of root. Now let's make it under control of Vijay so that he can create target directory in artifact. Vijay should have permission, right? That's why. Let me change ownership ch owner. See what's the thing is. Let me get into artifact. Here in this artifact folder, target and .var file will be created from Jenkins through Vijay user. This Vijay user is not having permission to enter into. He has permission to enter, but he has not permission to create a folder inside artifact. Okay, that's why we have to change the ownership of this artifact folder. Ch change ownership recursively. Let me get back. Currently I am on artifact, right? cd dot s change ownership hyphen r to Vijay. Change ownership to Vijay. For which folder? Artifact folder. Okay, now to use sudo, right? Sudo. Okay, ownership has been changed. Now let me verify ls-lrt. Okay, Vijay has privileges. Now let me go to job and rebuild it now. Yeah, success. Now file has been transferred. One file has been transferred. Now let me go to this server 2 and verify whether it is copied or not. cd artifact seed. See, previously we don't have any target. Now with giving permission from Jenkins user, Vijay user is getting into this artifact and creating target folder and copying that var file. See, this var file has been copied to my server 2. Let me get into the diagram. Now successfully with this SSH plugin, my generated binary or artifact has been copied to Ansible OPT artifact by giving permission to this Vijay. If I directly mentioned in SSH plugin configuration as root, all this ownership permission doesn't require, but we have chosen Vijay and added sudo users, and particularly we want Vijay user need to do this thing. That's why we have changed ownership. Okay, I think you guys are clear about it. Now the final task is this generated artifact in artifact folder .var has to copy to server 3 of Tomcat web apps folder. Now first of all, let me install Tomcat on server 3. For installation of Tomcat we need Java. Okay, this is my server 3. Okay, let me go to cd opt. Let me mkdir Tomcat. It's my bad, I'm always forgetting. Sudo. Okay, let's Tomcat cd Tomcat. Okay, now let's download Tomcat server. Tomcat download. Tomcat download. Go to official website. Okay, we need this tar.gz gunzip file. Copy link address. Now let's do sudo wget okay, cd apache okay, sorry, I have to extract it, right? Tar xvfz apache sudo okay, cd apache. Now let's get into this bin. Permission denied. Okay, let me give permission for this folder, Tomcat folder. cd dot ch mod 777. First let's see ownership ls -lrt. Only user can start services inside Tomcat. Change ownership of to Vijay to this particular Apache folder. Sudo ownership has been changed, and let me get into cd apache ls cd pin ls. Okay, let me start Tomcat. We have to run this script. Okay, /startup.sh. Yeah, okay, Java is compulsory. I said Java is mandatory for running up Tomcat. For that, let me go to cd opt mkdir java cd java. Okay, this is the part I've already copied the previous Java one. Copy, sudo. We have to go to profile.d and create java.sh script. Hi for insertion. Let me copy the same script because I have done same thing on server 1. So server 1, copy, paste. Okay, escape shift colon wq. Now let me give permission source etc by signal background profile.d java.sh less. Okay, permission has been granted. Now let me check java hyphen version. Java hyphen version has not found. Which java? No java here. Okay, cd pp cd java. Sorry, I'm not even downloaded here, right? Java has not been downloaded, so that's why. Sudo wget, copy this URL, copy, paste. Okay, sudo tar xvfz cd jdk. Okay, let me give permission for that file again. Source etc profile .d java.sh. Okay, let me check java version. Java hyphen version. Yeah, okay. Which java? Yes, it's pointing to bin java. Now let me go to Tomcat cd opt Tomcat cd apache cd bin. Here we need to start /start startup.sh. Okay, Tomcat started. Now one thing, default port number of Tomcat is 8080 and Jenkins port number is also 8080. We can't have two applications running on same 8080 port number, so that's why we need to change port number of Tomcat, because Jenkins is already running, right? So that I will change port number of Tomcat. Let me go to cd dot. Let me go to conf directory, cd conf server.xml vi server.xml. sudo vi server.xml. Here in connector port section, here in connector port section, change. Let me change to 8081. 8081. Escape shift colon wq. Okay, let me go to Tomcat. Cd dot cd bin /startup.sh. Sorry, it's already started. You have to shut down. You have changed the configuration, right? Shutdown.sh. Next, we need to start up. We need public IP of server 3. Copy the IP address. Paste 8081. It's loading. Yeah, okay. This is my Tomcat homepage. You all know we need to have a user to authenticate into Tomcat. Let me go to Manager app. Guys, today we have bad internet. Okay, permission denied. We need to create a user and password to authenticate to this particular section. We have to go to user.xml file in configuration directory, Tomcat user.xml file, and we need to include this. Let me copy and go to cd cd conf sudo vi com user.xml. Okay, here this all thing is in commented. This is also commented. We can add anywhere. We'll add here. Paste. Copy. Paste. Here we need to give username as Tomcat and password. Password also I will give Tomcat. Okay. Escape shift colon WQ. We need to shut down Tomcat. Shut down. Started. Let me go to browser. Manager app. Still we are getting access denied. Okay, we need to give permission to users. I mean, which server can access this Tomcat. We need to go to cd.ls. We need to go to web apps, cd web apps, cd manager, I think so, manager. Okay, cd meta inf. Here we'll get context.xml file. Yeah, we need to edit it. Sudo vi context.xml. Here we need to allow which server can access the Tomcat. We need to give allow is equal to dot star. Okay, as of now I'm giving all server access. Okay, dot star shift colon wq cd pin. Let me shut down it first, because we need to shut down anything. We need to shut down when anything is changed in configuration files. We need to start up. Tomcat is started. Let me go back. Now it's asking username and password. Username Tomcat and password is Tomcat. Your connection inside is not private. Okay, let me go. What's the password I have given? Username is Tomcat. Password is Tomcat. Yeah, it's fine. But why it is not showing Tomcat? Connection is okay. Very slow. Let us check connection. Yeah guys, I have removed everything from user.xml file. I just pasted this one. Previously, because there are a lot of commented part, I missed this one. I mistakenly removed the Tomcat users, and here I ended with Tomcat users. That's why I got error, and I skipped that whole part because it will be, lengthy video. It will become a lengthy video. So for clear vision, I have removed that commented part. Actually, we should not remove, but for visible purpose, I have given that. I have taken that decision, and this is the thing I mentioned in manager GUI. and also given permission to admin GUI. At one time I have given permission to both, and password username is Tomcat and password is Tomcat. Okay, this is the change I have made, and I have skipped that part. Okay, escape shift colon WQ. Let me go to cd bin. Let me go to my Tomcat. Is it accessing or not? It is not. I have shut it down. Let me start. Okay, my Tomcat is started. Okay, see, directly it is showing manager GUI. We need to enter password and username and password. I have already entered while testing, so it's directly showing your manager console. Okay, see here, when we enter, it will ask username and password. I have given username as Tomcat, password as Tomcat, and I have directly entered into this manager app section. And you can see these are the list of directories which are on. Let me go to my server. CD web apps. Yeah, these are the directories which are present on web apps. These directories are hosted on Tomcat. So our thing is, whatever the WAR file we deploy to this particular web apps folder, it will be hosted on the browser. Okay, this thing we have to do. Let me go to my diagram. So we also configured Tomcat. First we have taken SSH plugin and we have copied that binary to OPT artifact folder. In this artifact folder, it has created target folder, and in the target folder we got .war file. Now we have to write a playbook, and we have to copy that file to Tomcat web apps folder. Okay, now we need to get into server 2. Okay, let me go to etc. Let me write a playbook, etc Ansible. We don't have any playbooks here. Let me make a directory, mkdir playbook. cd playbook. Let me create a file, sudo vim sample.yml. extension should be .yml for playbook. Let me see in which group my host file exists. It is under web servers section. This is my IP address of server 3. Playbooks, vim sudo vim sample.yml hyphen hyphen host. We are under web servers. Okay, YAML strictly follows indentation because Ansible is written in Python and Python itself follows indentation. If you are bored about indentation and don't want this syntax or this kind of things, you can just install Visual Studio Code and add a YAML extension and can make your job done easy. Okay, become true. For executing the below task, we can with the sudo user you can execute the below task, become sudo true. That's the thing. Task hyphen name, let me give copying var file from Ansible to Tomcat web apps folder. Copying var file from Ansible to Tomcat web apps folder. Okay, my module is copy module. Source, from where I have to copy. This is my server 2. From server 2 to server 3 I have to copy. Where is my var folder? It is in opt artifact folder, and in artifact folder we got target, and inside target, excuse me, I have to mention that var file. We can't give star.var. Let me go to cd pt cd artifact cd target, this file, copy. Now let me delete it. After copying I will delete. Copy, let me as an working directory. This is the whole path I have given in playbook, because from here this var file has to copy to server 3. Okay, go to cd etc Ansible playbook sudo vim sample.yaml. Here you have to paste that. Okay, this is the whole path of my var file. Now let me do destination. Destination is equal to I am on server 3, present working directory. So here I have to copy the path, paste it here. Okay, from server 3 to server 2 to server 3 target folder. Escape shift colon wq. Now let me go to cd opt cd artifact target. I will remove it because when we trigger a Jenkins job, it has to copy this .var. It has to generate and copy this .var file to my server 2 with SSH plugin, with the help of SSH plugin. And now by using playbook, it has to I will mention playbook in Jenkins. By using playbook, it has to copy that file to Tomcat server web app folder. Okay, let's do the final step. Now as of now I will remove because it has to copy by itself. by triggering the job rm-rf project. Okay, now there is no file in artifact target folder. Let me go to Jenkins. Here, let me create a new job. So this that's the purpose. I have resetted admin password. Because when we got logged out, we have to go to that path and copy password from initial admin password. Now let me create new job. Let me create a job. Git copy. URL has been copied. Next, build top level Maven targets. Install. After building, it has to copy to server 2. Source file, source target not var. This is Jenkins workspace. Okay, I need not to give where Jenkins workspace job 2. Okay, because we are already on job 2. After job 2, this target has to be generated and var file has to be copied. That's the thing I have given here. Okay, we need not to give all path, and remote directory is opt artifact. Okay, enough. We need not to give total target var, because after generating var file it will copy. While copying, it will make a directory target and copy this .var file. Okay, enough. I think you guys got this thing. Next, we have to execute playbook command. Since we are giving 2 conditions in one task, it is not feasible. I will take another task. I will include this exe command. See, this is the next task. By default, it has selected Ansible. Now we need not to give this whole thing. Next, execute command. We have to give here. We are including second task in. We are including second process in the second task. Okay, I have to execute playbook command. Ansible -playbook. My playbook is in which path? etc Ansible. Make sure all spellings are correct. etc Ansible playbooks, and playbook name is sample.iml. Okay, this is the path of my playbook, and my playbook has to be executed. So when we execute this playbook, my var file has to copy to webapps folder of Tomcat. Okay, apply, save. Now let me build the job. Let me go to server 2 and check whether var file has been copied. where file is not copied. Let me go to job again. Configure. Git okay. Build is okay. Okay. Now to give again target star dot var. From here it has to copy to opt artifact folder. Next we have to give second the first task is done. Include verbose. Now add server. Now here we have to give second task Ansible -playbook etc Ansible playbooks sample.yml Ansible-playbook etc Ansible playbooks sample.yml. Okay, apply, save. Now build the job again. Okay, file has been transferred. Let me go to server 2. Okay, file has been copied. Now I am getting unstable here. This copied file is not going and making changes. I mean, it is not creating target folder and .var file on server 3. This is the error. This is mostly ownership error. Let me get into server 3. Let's we need to change ownership. Let me do ls-lr. It is already given permission, already changed ownership. Chmod 777 sudo chmod 777. I'm giving permission for that folder. Apache. Okay, I've changed ownership of server 3 Apache folder, and I also given permission for read, write and execute. Now let me go to the job and build it again. Okay, it's showing again error. It's transferred but disconnecting. Job 2. Let me do verbose output. Ansible verbose, okay. Source, destination, server 2, okay. Next, Ansible playbook, etc. Ansible playbooks, sample.yml. Okay. Okay, let me manually write execute this playbook on server 2. So actually file is getting copied, but it is not transferring to server 3 by executing this playbook. Let me go to that. Let me do it manually, and if something got error, I will change it now. cd etc ansible playbook etc ansible. Okay, I have given name here as playbook, but there I have written as playbooks. Yeah, I think this is the one. etc ansible playbook. Okay, save. Now build. Okay, success, transfer success. Now here, if you got like this kind of errors and it is not showing, you first include verbose, and also still you are getting confused, then you can do it manually. You can execute the playbook here, then see the error, rectify it, and just go to that and trigger the job so that it will be in automated form. I think you guys got it. See here, just a single word will make a single character will make a mistake. Now file has been copied. Cd opt cd artifact cd target. The file has been copied. Now let's check. Go to server 3 and check whether by executing that playbook my file has been copied to server 3. cd apache tomcat cd web apps. It should list. Yeah, we got project 3.1 snapshot.var. Now this has to be present on my tomcat server. Go to my tomcat server, refresh it. Yeah, we got project 3 snapshot. See, my application is hosted here. Yeah guys, this is the whole CI/CD manual process. Actually I am done manual process. Actual thing is, when let me go to diagram. Actual thing is, we have manually pulled code and we trigger the job. We can do poll SCM or build periodically. Means once the change is done, it has to reflect. That we can configure. We have pulled the code from GitHub and we triggered the job so that build process is occurred, and that binary or artifact generated is copied to Ansible server with SSH plugin. And since Ansible is a configuration management tool, by using playbook it is executed on Jenkins only, but on the fly it is copying that binary or artifact to Tomcat web apps folder. And since whatever the WAR file is present on the Tomcat web app folder, it will be posted on the browser. I've taken here only single Tomcat server, but in real time there will be many nodes, not the servers. I'm stressing it as in real time there will be many nodes. We can install Tomcat on any of the nodes using this configuration management tool. I hope you got the whole idea, guys. Thank you for watching. Ignore the background noises, and I have got some internet issues. For that's the reason I have paused that paused the video and resumed it. Guys, hope you like this video. Share this video. If you don't understand anything, you can comment it below. I will once more do the video for you guys without any interruptions. Thank you guys.